Hi, my name is Yolanda and this is my presentation for my class Years of Teaching and Learning. And for my math, I pick pre-testing or taking a practice test before the actual exam. Now, according to Carrie in the book How We Learn, the word test itself has a really negative connotation. Now, not just with the students, but also with the test. He kind of has some interview with teachers and they say, we want less tests. And, I couldn't agree more with him. Testing doesn't mean we actually testing for knowledge. So we have to be careful with that. Now, I also look at some articles. One really interesting is called Improving Students' Learning. And it's telling us that sometimes the teachers don't have effective learning techniques, or maybe we don't know about those techniques and we don't offer them to the students. In particular, I'm talking about the pre-testing or the practice test before the exam. And I kind of agree, sometimes our curriculums is so full that we don't really have the time to offer this different techniques to our students to be successful. So we have to open up a little room in of curriculum to help the students out. Now, one thing we need to stop is telling the students to study for the test, because that doesn't really help them. Study doesn't mean that they're gonna get a good grade on their test, right? That means that they're just kind of gathering the information but not retaining it. So we have to be conscious about that. Now, what is pre-testing? Carrie says that pre-testing is a permutation of a test effect, and the benefits of pre-testing actually are a lot, and I would like to present some of those to you. The first one is the desired difficulty. What that means is that as we try to retrieve the information, the harder it is, the better we're going to keep that information in our memory. It's always going to be available in there, right? So as we're trying to kind of guess the questions or the answers on that pre-test, is going to be able to make us learn better and retain. Now, the fluency illusion, it's a big one. We study and we think we're ready for the test, but when the test arrives to us, we don't know anything, right? So we don't want to get overconfident with that. We want to make sure we know the stuff, we are retaining, we are learning from it. So that pre-testing kind of gives a hint of, oh, I know it all. And when the test comes around, I don't know anything, right? So we have to be careful about that one especially. The other one is the simple memorization. So what that does is basically as you're trying to guess the answer on the test, we have to give our students prompt feedback, meaning if you got it right, yes, you did it right. But if you got it wrong, we've had to make sure we give them the correct answer. Why? Because that will help them to retain that information. And when the real test comes around, they're going to be able to realize, oh, this is the right answer. That's what I'm looking for, correct? Now, it also helps them to know a glimpse a little bit of the teacher's hand, kind of the inside on the test, and help them out to, again, retain that information, not all the extra stuff that we sometimes don't need to retain. Now, we know that pre-testing promotes effective subsequent studying, so it kind of helps us to learn better, and not just learn better, but retain that information as well. Now, it also minimizes the fluency trap of, am I a bad tester because I didn't do good on the test? That doesn't mean anything, really. We're testing, something else. We want to make sure you actually, be able to retrieve that information whenever needed. Now, personal experience, I have used pre-testing with my class, and I teach at a college level, and I actually help them to. It helps all the students because they help each other, and if somebody or one of my students can teach that to another student, that means they actually learn the material. So it helps to do it in groups. It builds the confidence of the students. It gives feedback from their classmate, not just me, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. Bye-bye.